Over the next 2 days, experts, leaders, scholars, and knowledge seekers from different parts of the world will be sharing a range of thoughts on this subject and discuss about the possibilities of blending the ancient Indian knowledge system to modern management from the management context.
We would now like to invite someone to ideate, conceptualize, and put together this entire conference. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome the lead organizer and convener of this international conference, Brigadier Jeevan Raj Purohit, for his opening remarks.
Namaste, Jai Hind, good morning, Sat Shri Akal, Vanakkam, Ram Ram. That's how the Indian knowledge system goes. When we come on stage, when India comes on stage, the world is ours. I say with full confidence. And with this humble and simple thought, I plan to extend and invite to the entire globe to concentrate at this place for knowledge sharing, for talking, for interacting on the subject which is so vital and so close to our hearts. We may be reading Western books. We may be talking of Western thoughts. We are following Western management systems. But remember, what do we do when we get up at home? When we greet each other, whether at home or outside? We touch feet of our elders. Where does this come from? Where does this respect come from? This is what is our alma mater. This is our culture. This is our heritage. This is Indian knowledge system. So for next 2 days, we're going to talk about the Indian knowledge system. And not alone. This system, India has always been, Bharat has always been a nation of welcoming ideas and thoughts. Nalanda University, once upon a time, had scholars from across the globe. So is likely to happen in due course of time. I'm very confident of it. And to involve this, we are talking about the ancient Indian knowledge system, we're talking about the modern management, modern business management, and we are talking about what is it that we can integrate together and move forward. सारी कहानी इसी पे है कि हम और आप सीखते क्या हैं और दुनिया को क्या दे पाते हैं, दुनिया से क्या ले पाते हैं. सारा ध्यान इसी पर केंद्रित है. इसी बात को लेकर के मैं चला हूं और मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं हमारे यूनिवर्सिटी के फाउंडर श्री के.आर. बगड़िया साहब को, डॉक्टर के राम को, ललित
इनका भी एग्जाम के हमारे जो गेस्ट ऑफिस वाला सिर्फ ऑनलाइन था वैसे हो गया काफी लोग वहां पे जयपुर में हॉल में बैठे हैं.
I can hear the voice, kindly control that. So thank you all the authorities, the elders of the
बैठे हॉल में पूरा हॉल भरा हुआ है.
शशि जी नमस्कार.
हाँ नमस्कार.
आप सुन पा रही हैं मुझे?
आपकी आवाज अभी अभी पहली बार आई.
अति उत्तम, अति उत्तम.
आप हॉल भी दिख रहा है और आप इस स्टेज पर राजस्थानी ड्रेस में बैठे हैं.
जी धन्यवाद, धन्यवाद. आपका हार्दिक स्वागत है.
प्रोफेसर बधाई, शुभकामनाएं.
प्रोफेसर शशि तिवारी दिल्ली से, वो बहुत बड़ी स्कॉलर है भारतीय संस्कृति की, ऋग्वेदा की, और बहुत सारे लोग हमारे पास जुड़ रहे हैं दुनिया से. शशि केजरीवाल सर यूएस से जुड़ेंगे, अनिल राव
जुड़े हुए हैं, वो बैठे हुए हैं.
हम नहीं देख पा रहे हैं उनको स्टेज पर. शशि सर हार्टिएस्ट वेलकम. अनिल सर हार्टिएस्ट वेलकम.
थैंक यू.
Right, so I was talking of our heritage and the conference as such. So over next 2 days, we shall be talking about the same subject, and I'm very fortunate that we have galaxy of scholars from almost all fields to interact and share and care for the knowledge and culture that we have. This session, you are aware, has been divided into 4 different aspects. The first part is the inaugural function that we host today till lunchtime, which will involve inaugural function and a panel discussion. After lunch onwards, we shall have plenary sessions. Two plenary sessions in this afternoon, where each plenary session is in parallel. Tomorrow morning we have plenary session 2 and 3, and tomorrow afternoon we shall have the valedictory function. And I urge all the students, all participants, all authors, all our guests to enjoy this learning experience. I thank all the authors for a very encouraging move for writing papers, sending abstracts and all that. The team has put together our efforts. Everything is being handled by the future management gurus, the students of our university. All kudos to them. If there is a flaw, that will be my flaw. The points be given to me. Thank you all. I invite the MC and the team to continue the good show. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. Deep Jyoti Param Brahma, Deep Jyoti Janardana, Deepo Harkam Me Papam, Deep Jyotim Namastuti. With this beautiful quote, as you know, the lighting of lamp is an important tradition in many cultures, symbolizing the triumph over light, over darkness, and ushering of good fortune. I would now request all the dignitaries to please come on the stage for lighting of lamp and Saraswati Vandana. I request all the dignitaries to please come on the stage.
Dignitaries.
I request all the dignitaries to kindly stay on the stage for the felicitation ceremony.
Now, I would like to invite Dr. K.R. Bagaria sir and Dr. Vijay Veer Singh sir to please come on the stage and felicitate our respected dignitaries. I would now like to invite someone who in education as well as other spheres of life. A chartered accountant by qualification, member of Rajasthan Public Service Commission, founder and director of SKIT Technology Management, Gramathon and Pharmacy Institute, founder and vice chairman of Engineering College, managing trustee of Bagaria Education Trust, and above all, the personality behind establishment of Vivekananda Institute Technology and Vivekananda Global University. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with a big round of applause the founder and the chairperson of VGU, Dr. K.R.Bagaria. Sir, we would like to request you to kindly come on stage for the welcome address.
गुड मॉर्निंग। आज की इस कॉन्फ्रेंस में आए हुए सभी अतिथियों का और जो ऑनलाइन इस कॉन्फ्रेंस में जुड़े हुए अतिथि हैं उनका मैं तहे दिल से बीजू परिवार की तरफ से उनका स्वागत करता हूं, अभिनंदन करता हूं। यूनिवर्सिटी के मैनेजमेंट के पदाधिकारी, मैनेजमेंट डिपार्टमेंट के डीन्स एंड फैकल्टी मेंबर्स, जो की नॉट स्पीकर्स हैं इस कॉन्फ्रेंस के, टीचर्स एंड विद्यार्थीगण सभी का तहे दिल से स्वागत करता हूं। जैसा ब्रिगेडियर फौज जी ने बताया कि कॉन्फ्रेंस का जो टॉपिक है वो आज के परिप्रेक्ष्य में बहुत ही रेलेवेंट टॉपिक है। हमारे एंशिएंट सिस्टम में एजुकेशन का क्या सिस्टम था, कैसे फॉर्मल और इनफॉर्मल एजुकेशन दी जाती थी, गेन की जाती थी, और आज के मॉडर्न टाइम में हमारी जो शिक्षा है वो कैसी है, और उन दोनों के अंदर हम कैसे सामंजस्य बिठाएं कि जो इंडियन कल्चर है, जो हेरिटेज है, जो सभ्यताएं हैं, उनका हमारे डे टू डे मैनेजमेंट के अंदर कैसे हम मैनेज करें कि हमारी जो एजुकेशन सिस्टम है, मैनेजमेंट करने का जो सिस्टम है वो वर्ल्ड के अंदर बेहतर बने। आज के जो मैनेजर्स मैनेजमेंट इंस्टीट्यूट से पढ़ाई करके जो निकलते हैं और जिस तरह से वो संस्थाओं को, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को, फैमिली को, जो भी उनको चांस मिलता है उसको मैनेज करते हैं, क्या वो जो पुराने जमाने में जिस तरह से मैनेज करते थे उससे भिन्न है या अलग अलग है? तो किस परिस्थितियों में अलग है? हम इसे देश, हमारी पुरानी जो पद्धति थी उसको भूल करके नया जो सिस्टम, जो कल्चर, जो वेस्टर्न कल्चर हमने अडॉप्ट किया है वो हमारे देश के लिए अच्छा है या बुरा है? ये सब चीजें तो जो विद्वान लोग इस फील्ड के हैं, जो आज स्पीकर्स हैं, वो आपको डिफरेंट टॉपिक्स पे बताएंगे। लेकिन मेरा निवेदन इतना ही है कि जो स्टूडेंट्स बैठे हैं, चाहे वो यूजी के हैं, पीजी के हैं या स्कॉलर्स हैं, आप किस्मत वाले हैं कि आपको इतना बड़ा प्लेटफॉर्म मिल रहा है, इतने बड़े बड़े विद्वान आपके सामने अपना स्पीच देंगे और आपको के अंदर एक अवेयरनेस क्रिएट करेंगे कि हमारा देश किस ओर बढ़ रहा है, हमारा एजुकेशन सिस्टम किस ओर बढ़ रहा है, और जो न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी आई है 2020 वो हमारे देश को किस ओर ले जाएगी, और उसके लिए हम मेंटली और फिजिकली तैयार हैं या नहीं है, या उस न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी का विजन क्या है। क्योंकि अभी तक जो भी न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में है वो कागजों में है, धरातल पे अभी तक कहीं भी उतरा नहीं है। बट वो धरातल पे लाने का जुम्मा भी हम और आप सब लोगों का है। मेरा निवेदन स्टूडेंट से है कि जब भी आप जिस तरह की भी कहीं भी कॉन्फ्रेंस में जाएं, आप सिर्फ फिजिकली कॉन्फ्रेंस में नहीं रहे, आप मेंटली प्रेजेंट रहे, और आप कॉन्फ्रेंस में जो की स्पीकर्स हैं उनके जो टॉपिक के जो कंटेंट्स हैं उनको आप अच्छी तरह से सुने, समझें और अपनी डे टू डे लाइफ में इंप्लीमेंट करने की कोशिश करें। ये पार्टिसिपेशन आपको एनकरेज करेगा कि आप भी पेपर प्रेजेंट करेंगे, कैसे करना है, क्या कंटेंट होने चाहिए, कैसे पेपर लिखना है और उसका आगे जिंदगी में क्या उपयोग है। मैं राजस्थान लोक सेवा आयोग में मेंबर रहा हूँ 6 साल के लिए। मैंने बहुत सारे लोगों का इंटरव्यू किया है और मैनेजमेंट फैकल्टी का रिक्रूटमेंट करने का भी मेरे को काफ़ी चांस मिले। और उसके अंदर जब टीचर्स रिक्रूट करते हैं तो जो कैंडिडेट आ रहा है जिसने पेपर प्रेजेंट किया है या कॉन्फ्रेंस, सेमिनार, वर्कशॉप में पार्टिसिपेट किया है, उसके भी मार्क्स होते हैं। लेकिन उस मार्क्स के साथ में पार्टिसिपेट आपने किया है, पार्टिसिपेशन का हो सकता है आपको सर्टिफिकेट मिल जाएगा, लेकिन हो सकता है कि आप ऐसी अपॉर्चुनिटी चांस मिल जाए। आज जो आपके यहाँ बैठे हैं, चाहे एक्सपर्ट बैठे हैं या बाकी लोग बैठे हैं, आप सर्टिफिकेट वहाँ पेश करते हैं, आप ये कहते हैं मैंने इस कॉन्फ्रेंस में शामिल हुआ हूँ, ये मेरे पास पार्टिसिपेशन का सर्टिफिकेट है। लेकिन कई बार उस सर्टिफिकेट के बेसिस पे ही उसमें से क्वेश्चन पूछ लेते हैं कि टॉपिक में कौन प्रेजेंट थे, किसने दिया, क्या था, क्या रेलेवेंस था। उस टाइम फिर पता लगता है कि आप वहाँ फिजिकली प्रेजेंट थे या मेंटली प्रेजेंट थे। इसलिए मैं निवेदन करता हूँ कि जब भी आप जिस तरह की भी किसी भी कॉन्फ्रेंस में पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं तो आप फिजिकली प्रेजेंट रहें, उसके साथ साथ मेंटली प्रेजेंट रहें। एक लोगों का माइंड सेट है कि भाई जाना है, टाइम पास करना है, गुरुजी ने कहा है तो हमें वहाँ खड़ा रहना है या बैठा रहना है। ये आपका सोच, ये आपका नजरिया नहीं होना चाहिए। आपका नजरिया ये होना चाहिए कि मैं इस कॉन्फ्रेंस का बेस्ट यूज कैसे करूं, और जो भी चीजें यहाँ बताई जा रही है, क्योंकि मैनेजमेंट की चीजें रेलेवेंट है, आप अपना घर को मैनेज कर रहे हैं, आप अपने इंस्टीट्यूशन को मैनेज कर रहे हैं, आप बड़े होकर इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट बनते हैं उसको मैनेज कर रहे हैं, जॉब में जाके आप टीम को मैनेज कर रहे हैं। ये मैनेजमेंट की जो कला आप जो सीखते हैं स्कूल के टाइम और कॉलेज के टाइम में, वही थ्रू आउट द लाइफ आपकी जिंदगी में काम आती है। आप में का आपका एटीट्यूड कैसा है, आपका सोच का नजरिया कैसा है, आप में टीम स्पिरिट की भावना कैसी है, कैसे आप लोगों से काम लेते हैं, कैसे सिस्टम को मैनेज करते हैं, और कैसे जो है आप कोई भी काम अगर आपको दिया गया है तो आप उसको अच्छी तरह से हैंडल कर सकते हैं। यही चीजें जो है बेसिकली मैनेजमेंट में काम आती है। कुछ चीजें अपना आप अगर आपका सोच पॉजिटिव होगा तो समय के साथ अपना आप इम्प्रूव होगी, अगर आप इम्प्रूव करना चाहेंगे तो। लेकिन अगर आप माइंड सेट आपका ठीक नहीं है, एटीट्यूड आपका अच्छा पॉजिटिव नहीं है, तो आप जो है उस फील्ड में बहुत ज़्यादा मैनेज प्रॉपरली नहीं कर पाओगे, आप फेल्योर रहोगे। इसलिए मैं आपसे निवेदन करता हूँ कि आप आज बहुत अच्छे विद्वान लोग इस कॉन्फ्रेंस में अपना पेपर प्रेजेंट करेंगे, कि स्पीकर्स भी हैं, आप उसको अच्छी तरह से सुने। थैंक यू, जय हिंद। और एक बार मैं ब्रिगेडियर पुरोहित जी को धन्यवाद देता हूं कि उन्होंने बहुत अच्छी जो है आज की स्पीकर्स की टीम को इनवाइट किया है। थैंक यू, जय हिंद, थैंक यू।
Co-founder of Microsoft, philanthropist and investor, Bill Gates once said, as we look ahead into the next century, leaders will be those who empower others. I would now like to introduce the first keynote speaker of the day. She is a professor at Faculty of Management Studies, University of Delhi. She is the founder and honorary convener of Integrity, Spirituality and Organizational Leadership. In 2007, she was awarded with prestigious Homi Baba Fellowship, an author of 29 books and more than 4 dozen articles in national and international journals. She is someone who has conducted lectures in universities all over the world. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome our first keynote speaker, Professor Sunita Singh Sengupta. May I have a big round of applause for her.
मेरे साथ बोलिए, भारत माता की जय। भारत माता की जय। भारत माता की जय। वंदे मातरम। वंदे मातरम। वंदे मातरम। At the outset, I would like to express my gratitude to Professor Kapil Kapoor, who suggested my name to Colonel Brigadier Jeevan Raj Purohit ji, and I'm extremely thankful to Raj Purohit ji in getting in touch with me and encouraging me to come to this wonderful conference. I express my gratitude to all the dignitaries present here, the founder, the president of, and the other dignitaries of this wonderful university. Whether the name of Swami Vivekananda is attached, it doesn't need any introduction. Swamiji is himself the introduction and the people carrying this. It talks about the spirit. I'm a management teacher. I was mentored by late Professor S.K. Chakraborty when I was at the time in Calcutta. And 2005, I joined Faculty of Management Studies, University of Delhi as a professor. And that was called for work for me to spread the knowledge of Indian knowledge system. Having a spiritual bent of mind and being blessed by spiritual teaching. This brings me to FMS, University of Delhi. In 2007, I started series of conferences on integrating spirituality and organizational leadership. In 2007, I gave Human Framework for Organization, where I say, he is the doer, I am an instrument, which got validated in 2015 in the laboratory of life when I was doing a Aussie centenary celebration of Swami Vivekananda's Chicago lecture at the Art Institute in the Fullerton Hall, where I did not get a single penny from India, but संकल्प दृढ़ था। संकल्प क्या था? जिस हॉल से स्वामी विवेकानंद बने, उस हॉल में उनके मास्टर की चर्चा होनी चाहिए। उस हॉल में चर्चा होनी चाहिए श्री श्री रामकृष्ण का। And the grace prevailed. Today I'll be focusing on the human framework for organizations. Our scriptures talk about compassion and humanity. It doesn't talk about calling the weed. It doesn't talk about machine metaphor. So, I have been working on Vedic foundations of Indian management since 2012, doing academic summits and trying to explore the alternative models. So the non-economic history of India begins with Indus Valley civilization. That was the first known permanent and predominantly urban settlement that flourished between 2800 BC to 1800 BC and had an advanced and thriving economic system. believe that in management department we should have papers on cultural history of India, papers on Vedic studies, paper on Sanskrit studies. Management is an interdisciplinary domain, but unfortunately, we have been copying the Western management education and we missed out on these treasures. So dear students, it is time for you to dive deep on Indian culture. Don't negate it without knowing it. Just like any other academic resource that you use, dive deep on Indian culture and try to understand. According to economic historian Angus Madison in his book, mind, he is not an Indian, he is a French. The World Economy, a Millennial Perspective, published by the OECD Development Center in Paris 2001. He writes, this report is available online, that India had the world's largest economy in the 1st century and 11th century and the 18th century, with a 32.9% share of the world GDP in the 1st century and 28.9 in the 1000 AD, and in 1700 AD with 24.4%. Where did the graph go down? And what are the factors that let the graph go down? As a researcher, which is my primary role, I became interested to explore deep into it. One of the ways to search the alternative paradigms in management, आज हम देख रहे हैं Western management पूरी तरह से collapsed. I repeat, Western management has collapsed. So what is the way out? To go back to our roots and try to understand if India was that developed nation, what was the model that existed? World's first university, Nalanda University, was in India. Takshila produced Chanakya. And I say, Nalanda फिर बनेगा, Takshila फिर बनेगा. हमें अपने culture पे भरोसा होना चाहिए. हमें अपने साहित्य पे, अपने traditions पे भरोसा होना चाहिए. And we have to decolonize our mind. दिमाग से ये वेस्टर्न एजुकेशन निकालना होगा, तभी सरकार की एनईपी 2020 कारगर होगी. One of the ways to search the alternative paradigms in management and leadership is going back to the roots. So, if you see the books available, Ancient Roots of Corporate Entity 800 BC में ऋग्वेदा में पढ़ा है. Corporate life was vogue in India since Vedic times. It was known as Shreni. The cooperation of traders is as old as the time depicted to us in the Jatak, and the general consensus of opinion refers it as about 7th century BC, if not earlier still. But the institution may probably be traced back to a still earlier period. The foundations of ancient Indian management was exclusively on moral values and ethics, and adherence to it was strongly emphasized and followed. When Pandit Nehru wanted to establish a national level management institute, DNA was called, who was known for his ethics courses. And that's how Calcutta was established. How come we missed out on moral values? It was only towards the late 80s when the then director Subir Chaudhary was given a grant from MHRD to set up a management center for human values, and late Professor S.K. Chakraborty took the initiative and created the center. Many times people ask the question, all right, that is fair enough, but where do we get those accounts? So historical accounts of organization and functioning of building ancient India. From Jatak stories, from early Dharma Sutras. While doing a 9-volume research on Vedic foundation of Indian management, I tried to go through Dharma Shastras, and it was, to my utter surprise, so much model of good governance and business ethics. There in Kautilya's Arthashastras, we all know, and that is more popular. From the early Dharma Sutras, Manu Samhita, Yajna Valmika Samhita, and institutes of Vishnu. From the later Dharma Sutras, Narad Samhita and Brihaspati Sutra. These are the sources from where we get historical account of organization and functioning of building ancient India. Joint stock company was prevalent at that time. It's so thrilling to know that. Merchants from many a kingdom came and all together met, chose them a chief, and a straight set out a treasure for to get. We all remember, and I often cite, that हम लोग सबके घरों में सत्यनारायण पूजा होता है. उसमें कहते हैं बलिया अपने दामाद के साथ नाव पे व्यापार को निकला. इसका मतलब उस जमाने में भी व्यापार होता था नाव के जरिए व्यापार. So the port you will find which were centers for business are also centers for spiritual significance. So moral values and business went hand in hand. The success of any joint stock business depends on the individuals that form the company. Clear injunctions for the selection of partners are laid down in the Smritis. The relation of the individual to the corporate body was also clearly laid down. Should have a center on Indian knowledge system and management. So these are the different sources. I'm given the chit that I have only 6 minutes, so I'll try to wind it up. The glorious past, trade and commerce seem to be in a flourishing condition as reported by various historians. Something like a modern chamber of commerce existed, perhaps at Patliputra. Magadha dynasty was a flourishing dynasty. In 1835, Macaulay goes to British Parliament and says that we cannot conquer India unless and until we replace their value with a strong value system. Because it is a very strong in their spiritual value. In 1836, on 18 February, the birth of the greatest spiritual master of 18th century, Sri Ramakrishna happens. And I quote what he said, "Brother, what shall I do with a mere bread-winning education? I would rather acquire that wisdom which will illumine my heart and give me satisfaction forever." Our modern education system is a dry education system. We all have seen this picture of two birds, inseparable companions, perch on the same tree. One eats the fruit, other looks on it. The perspective which Indian culture and tradition brings to us. How to attain that? The other word, which is just looking. That is, you become drashta. You are so contented that you don't get, caught in the impulsive behavior. Training the mind for higher consciousness. In Rigveda it is written, Ekam Satya Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. Truth is one. And that realization of truth, wherever we are, in whatever role we are, is missing from our education system. So the need of the hour is to have a human framework for organization. These are the 9 volumes which I just prepared for ICSSR, and it is in the process of getting published by Motilal Banasika. The different references talk about humanity deficit at workplace. Eric Mosley, co-founder and CEO of Global Force, died. A more human workplace is the key to the future of work. Therefore, organizations need to focus on keeping their employees happy and feeling recognized, particularly those employees who could be considered flight risk. My proposal in the All Things Tracks is accepted at Academy of Management, Boston, where I talk about consciously empowering diverse work. Now, I think I skipped it. The challenge is to focus on full human consciousness and find the elements that make us human and bring us together as a collective. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. How do we put it into action? So higher forces of consciousness, the management syllabus should incorporate the topics of high forces of consciousness, because when leaders and organizations operate from a deep awareness of their consciousness, they naturally behave responsibly beyond what appears to be their own self-interest. So, how do we integrate spirituality? Our scripture says, Vyavara Dhyatam Uchate. Bring spirituality to your behavior. This is a land of rishis. And therefore, these rishis experienced and then realized. But in our syllabus, we don't give focus to meditation. And how do we realize this? More reflection, more, critical thinking. I defined with spirituality and the workplace is the awakened consciousness of one's roles and responsibilities to connect with different stakeholders with compassion and love in order to serve the organization and focus on purpose and honesty in expression. So I think I will stop here because I don't want to stand between other speakers' time and audience. So once again, thank you very much. I was really blessed coming here.
Thank you, ma'am, for your sagacious words. Our speaker is a seasoned military professional with over 37 years of military experience, driven by integrity, strong ethics, and social responsibility. Apart from experiences in planning and executing military operations, he was also a member of training, a recipient of Ati Vishish Seva Medal for commanding a counter-insurgency force of 30 to 35,000 personnel in Kashmir Valley. He was also awarded Chief of Army Staff Commendation Card and 2 Army Commanders Commendation Card for excelling in jobs at hand. He superannuated from service on 30th September 2022 after nearly 4 decades of service to the nation in Indian Army. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our second keynote speaker of the day, Major General Ashok Narula, Ati Vishish Seva Medal. Sir, may I request you to kindly come on the stage?
Morning, everybody. Today's topic is very interesting and contemporary. Before I come to the topic proper, I would like to thank Chief Patron Dr. K.R., Chairperson, Founder and Vice Chairman Dr. K.R.Bagaria, Chairperson Dr. Lalit Panwar, President Professor Dr. Vijay V. Singh, Registrar Professor Dr. Praveen Chaudhary, and Brigadier Professor Dr. Jeevan Singh Rajpurohit for choosing such a topic and giving me a chance to share my thoughts. Most of the time I generally go extempore, but whenever I given a time of 15 minutes, I generally write my own speech. So there I will go by my speech. India, one of the oldest civilizations in the world, a land of sages and seers, as well as a land of scholars and scientists, is well known for its rich cultural heritage and exuberant diversity. Great scholars and scientists of ancient India gave birth to various scientific theories and laid the foundation of modern science and technology. However, contributions made by Indians did not find the place that they deserve. We all know that Aryabhatta, a pioneer in field of mathematics, was the first to devise a decimal system of numbers and place value system. He wrote Aryabhatta in the 5th century. Brahmagupta was the first mathematician to give the formula for area of cyclic quadrilateral in the 7th century. His contributions to geometry are significant. Jain gurus how to solve quadratic equations. Guru Mahavira or Mahaviracharya in the 9th century wrote the book Ganit Sara Sangra, which is the first ever text of arithmetic in present day form. The text explains rules for adding fractions of unequal denominations by finding niruddha or least common multiple. Indians made remarkable contribution to the field of astronomy called Khagol Shastra. Aryabhatta contributed greatly to the field. Astronomy was studied to have accurate calendars, a better understanding of climate and rainfall patterns, for timely sowing of crops, finding the dates of festivals as per our Vedic calendar, navigation, calculation of auspicious time and days, and sketching of horoscopes. The trade used this knowledge to study tides and stars before crossing ocean and desert, especially during night. Our oldest tradition in India, like greeting people in Namaste form, which the world adopted as part of COVID protocol, applying tilak on the forehead, bells in the temples, applying henna in hand and feet, eating while sitting on the floor, etc., are all based on scientific reasons. Jantar Mantar in our very own Jaipur, built by Sawai Jai Singh Ji, is famous for its mathematical accuracy. Astronomical observatory has amazed scientists and astrologers worldwide. One good thing about our culture is the teachings of our Indian scriptures like Vedas, Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Manusmriti, Arthashastra, etc. are relevant and practiced in day-to-day life, and teachings have been handed over from generation to generation. We have excellent management guides in Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, and Trikul Kural in Tamil literature. We generally come across the saying, Yatha Raja, Tatha Praja, where Kautilya emphasized the importance of leadership by example. The leader of the organization should be able to maintain high standards while running an organization. In army, it's an oft saying, a unit is as good as its commanding officer. I think of a lot of examples from my military life. One which immediately comes to my mind is of one of the commanding officers of Rashtriya Rifles in Taral Baul, in Pulwama district of South Kashmir, the hotbed of insurgency till recently. If you Google Taral, you will get to know the notoricity of the town, having produced likes of Burhan Wani, eliminated in July 2016. I, as General Officer commanding in South Kashmir, always felt that the unit was struck due to its leader's mindset. I knew if I changed one person, the situation will change from good to better, and effects will be felt in some time. And that actually happened. Once the new CO came in as a leader, the unit's performance improved remarkably in a very short time. In a similar manner, we do see leadership changes taking place in the industry, and things change remarkably. We can make our own assumptions. After Twitter was taken over, a company of 44 billion, the valuation came down to 20 billion in just 5 months. Seeing the time allotted, I will only touch two more aspects, one being mentorship and second about the ethos. What is ethos? A characteristic spirit of a culture, era or community as manifested in its attitude and aspirations. Indian ethos refer to principles of self-management and governance of society. And mentorship is basically guidance provided by an experienced person. First, mentorship, in which I want to speak about a Guru Shishya Parampara, aptly illustrated in our scriptures, and we follow the same in military as well as in industry. First, about military. We have system of mentorship being practiced in different forms. When we were under training, we had a system of understudy to a senior to learn the tricks of the trade, I must mention, other than the organized curriculum. And similarly, after commissioning, once you put on the ranks, we have a system of senior subaltern who guide the newly commissioned officer on matters military and beyond. Otherwise, in the military, the system of nurturing the new leadership is well thought out and planned. If any of you had a chance to attend and observe our raising days and battle honor days, there we always go by the seniority principle. My senior may have retired as a major or a colonel, but I will give full izzat and regard to him and son because whatever I am today, he has played a role in shaping me. Same is the case with JCOs and NCOs who have been in thick and thin in life and trained us. All this is a form of Guru Shishya Parampara. To illustrate the point further, recently we had Platinum Jubilee celebrations of our unit raising in Hyderabad. The chief guest for the occasion was Major G.S. Arora from Jaipur, a battle casualty of 1965 war, even when we were 4 general officers attending, including 2 serving general officers. In the industry, too, we see the big business houses, whether it is house of Birlas, Tatas, Thapas, Singhanias or Ambanis, they all nurture the future leadership and have ethics which make them flourish. In our organizational behavior classes, we often talk about Tata culture, which is a value-driven organization. Second aspect is on ethos. In spite of turmoil which is being seen around us, wherein we have seen layoffs mainly in technical sector around the world. But here I would say that though we see the ripple effect, but none of the major Indian companies have sought to this measure, whether in India or outside the country as of now. No matter how much is the pressure, the answer lies in strong fundamentals and the Indian ethos. In modern management, we refer to Peter Drucker's writings, but then most of what was professed in Drucker's writings was being practiced by us in some form or the other. The essence of whole paradigm is managing human beings, leading to profits, which is possible by satisfied customers, where human beings play a dominant role. Our scriptures are dotted with stories of efficient, skilled, and effective leaders who in turn created leaders. For example, Krishna created Arjun, Lord Rama who gave up his own self for his people. Self-management and ethics were the key management of ancient times. When we talk about ethos, I can take examples from our military life, where we have to have motivation of the highest order. Where an individual is ready for ultimate sacrifice, we all need to think, does it happen overnight? No. It is not a picturization where a hero of a film makes a small motivational speech and all are ready for ultimate sacrifice. It is a matter of ethos and culture of military way of life and upbringing, where one should only think of nation first and work with symbolism of Naam, Namak and Nishan. All these aspects keep military and its units in a state wherein times of need, individuals are ready for ultimate sacrifice. We do take care of all aspects. Before going for the operations, but then things rarely go in a perfect manner. And at times we do suffer casualties. This is where ethos come into play. Though no one wants that something wrong should happen, but in the heart of heart, we all know my unit and my people will take care of my family in case something goes wrong. I'm sure most of you would have seen a video of 24 Rajput doing rounds about a month back. Aakhir wo sab kya tha? The whole unit elders and colleagues of the fallen soldier got together for his daughter's wedding. I'm sure you all would have seen कि उसकी विदाई किस तरीके से की गई थी by putting the हथेली under her feet by all the unit masters. All this portrays the confidence in the establishment for the present and the future generations and further strengthens the faith and ethos. Other example is of a fellow officer. Scene is of a unit in Sri Lanka in 1988. Our units had a specified tenure there. A unit was left with 3 months of tenure before de-induction. One young officer, while on leave, gets married in the present-day Uttarakhand. It was few days before de-induction that in one of the operations, the newly married officer suffers a gunshot wound and the unit lost it. Before he breathed his last, the newly married officer asked the young officer, whom he was a senior subaltern, to look after his newlywed wife, a passing statement made by a worried husband. After a few months, once the mourning period was over in the widow's house, the young officer from the southern tip of India goes to Uttarakhand and meets the lady whom he had never met, he had never seen, or he had neither spoken to her earlier, but proposes to get married to the senior subaltern's wife. After a few months, wedding was solemnized with the help of unit. What does all this show? Well, a lot. But then when I spoke to my friend, as per him, in his heart he had given a word to take care, and that's what he did. In the similar manner, in the industry too, we have people and a product. But before I put my product out, I make my organizational fit, comprising people, to churn out the best. The better the people, better the fit, and better the product. Fit is predominantly people-led and is part of our ethos as we see in the old organizations who live with ethics and progress well. Indian Army has also been working this regard to ancient knowledge system and has been studying the relevance of ancient scriptures to modern warfare. Army War College Mao brought out a paper in 2016 titled Interpreting Ancient India's Strategic Military Culture, which took examples from different texts to correlate aspects of statecraft and warfare in ancient and present times. The study noted that indigenous strategic thought and art was found in Arthashastra, Mahabharata, and other literatures are not only organic to Indian psyche but are also relevant even in today's context. Another text mentioned in the paper was Manusmriti, which dealt with statecraft, organization, and functioning of army. Description of Forts and Firearms in Sukraniti, authored by sage Shukracharya, and Puranas like Agni Purana and Brahma Purana, which deal with diplomacy and warfare. At the Combined Commanders Conference held in Kevadia, Gujarat in March 21, Prime Minister Narendra Modi stressed great indigenization in the national security apparatus, including in the doctrines and customs of armed forces. The study published in end 2021 recommended incorporating relevant teachings from ancient Indian texts such as Kautilya's Arthashastra and Bhagavad Gita into the current military training curriculum. Ministry of Education, with the view of creating awareness among students about these valuable discoveries and contributions made by ancient Indians that created and strengthened the fundamentals of modern science and technology, has established Indian Knowledge System Division with a vision to promote interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary research on all aspects of this knowledge system and disseminate this knowledge for further innovation and societal aspirations. Moreover, the new education policy has also provided a clear trajectory for imparting this knowledge system in the higher education curriculum. A lot of things will be highlighted over the 2 days that we all are here. In the end, I would like to say that we can integrate a lot in the present day management methods from our scriptures to gain from the treasure. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you, sir, for your thoughtful words. There are three essentials of leadership: humility, clarity, and courage. It's time for me to introduce the third keynote speaker of the day. He is an alumnus of National Defence Academy and was commissioned into 10th Battalion of Jammu and Kashmir Rifles Regiment. He commanded his unit during Operation Parakram in Kashmir Valley. He was conferred with prestigious national level Shaurya Shikhar Samman in December 2022. He regularly appears in TV debates on geopolitical and geostrategic issues on various national channels. So, audience, please join me in welcoming our third keynote speaker of the day, Major General Anuj Mathur, Mrs. Seva Madam. Sir, may I request you to please come on the stage.
Shri Bagaria ji, professors and literates from all over the world who come here today, the faculty and the future of this great nation, Bharat, my dear students. They are looking for a presentation for me. I've just told them I'll not require it. I'll not require it. Why? Because I had initially thought of talking to you all on a script. But having understood the issue, I'm going to talk straight from my heart. There are so many things. Today is also an important day in two ways. I'll talk about one now, and I'll talk about the other one little later, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear children. Today happens to be Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar's Jayanti. In some places it's a holiday. Why I am talking about him is when he designed the Constitution of India, I wonder how many of you have seen the Constitution. वो जो संविधान लिखा गया, तो उस संविधान में बहुत जगह पर हिंदू कल्चर, हिंदी कल्चर, उसके चित्र अंकित है। कहीं महाभारत का चित्र अंकित है तो कहीं पाणिनि का चित्र अंकित है। ये क्यों है? क्यों आपके संविधान में तमाम भारतीय शिक्षा, व्हाट यू कॉल एंशिएंट इंडियन नॉलेज, उसके स्क्रिप्चर्स बने हुए हैं? उसकी वजह यह है कि उस समय भी हमारे संविधान के जन्मदाताओं ने हमें कहा कि अगर आप चाहते हो देश आगे चले तो आपको जरूरत है आपके पास्ट में झांकने की, आपको जरूरत है इस बात को समझने की कि आपका इतिहास क्या है, महाभारत क्या है, रामायण क्या है। एक और मैं आपको छोटी सी बात बताऊंगा, ये ऋग्वेद से आई है। ऋग्वेद में एक जगह कहा गया है, इसको अंग्रेजी में कहा गया है प्रेडिकामेंट ऑफ ए डिवोटी। एक डिवोटी है, ईश्वर की भक्ति करता है और वो चाहता है कि मैं ईश्वर को कुछ दूं, परमात्मा को मैं कुछ दूं, परमात्मा ने मेरे को इतना अच्छा जीवन दिया। तो वो सोचता है कि मैं कुछ पुष्प अर्पित करूं, परंतु उसको लगता है कि यार ये पुष्प तो ईश्वर के स्वयं दिए हुए हैं, ये मेरे तरफ से एक ऑफरिंग नहीं हुई भगवान के प्रति। तो फिर वो सोचता है कि चलो कोई मिष्टान्न अर्पित करूं। फिर उसे लगता है कि मिष्टान्न भी जिन चीजों से बने हैं वो भगवान की दी हुई चीजें हैं। फिर वो कहता है कि चलो मैं प्रेयर करता हूं, सत्संग करता हूं। लेकिन उसने कहा कि जब मैं सत्संग कर रहा हूं तो सत्संग में भी जो सांस मेरे अंदर जा रही है वो भगवान की बनाई हुई है, तो ये भी भगवान की ऑफरिंग नहीं हुई। ऐसे करते करते कई चीजें वो सोचता है और फाइनली वो डिसाइड करता है कि भगवान को मैं अपने आप को अर्पित करता हूं। और वो साष्टांग भगवान के सामने लेट जाता है। लेकिन उस समय वो समझता है कि मैं भी तो भगवान का बनाया हुआ हूं, तो ये भी भगवान के लिए कोई ऑफरिंग नहीं हुई। ये आपका एंशिएंट इंडियन थॉट है, जिसको आज आप लोग गांठ बांध लें, बच्चों से खासतौर पर कह रहा हूं, आप भविष्य है भारत का। और फिर उसको समझ में आता है कि ओनली ऑफरिंग अनटू गॉड is making use of the things which God has created. And what? यही वजह है what is worship कहा जाता है, क्योंकि जो एकमात्र वर्शिप आप भगवान की कर सकते हो, एकमात्र चीज जो आप ईश्वर को दे सकते हो, वो आपका काम है। और आज से आप गांठ माने कि काम जो आपका है, the only offering unto God, and because it is an offering unto God, it has to be the best possible. ये बात आप ध्यान रखें। अगर आपको भगवान को कुछ देना है तो अपने काम को निखारें, अपने काम से भगवान को प्रसन्न करें। और यही बात मैं आपको बताऊंगा बच्चों, अगर आप लोग इस बात को समझ जाएंगे तो आज से सारा ये आपकी पूरी नॉलेज, पुरातनतम वेद की नॉलेज, उसका निचोड़ है। हम लोग साइंस में कितने आगे थे, हम लोग आर्ट एंड कल्चर में कितने आगे थे, हम लोग ग्रामर में कितने आगे थे। आज हम वेस्टर्न मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम्स की बात कर रहे हैं, प्रोफेसर साहिबा ने बात करी उसके बारे में। वेस्टर्न मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम अपने वहां के वेस्ट की सर्कमस्टेंसेस को देख करके डेवलप हुआ है। और हम लोग इस बात को बड़े घमंड से कहते हैं कि मैंने यहां पढ़ा, वहां पढ़ा। अब मैं आपको एक उदाहरण देता हूं, उसके बाद एक कहानी और बताऊंगा। Somebody will have to stop me when to stop. उदाहरण, अभी नरुल्ला साहब ने बात करी आर्यभट्ट की और आर्यभट्टिका की। आर्यभट्ट को सब जानते हैं दशमलव के लिए। आर्यभट्ट की एक और उससे भी बड़ी उपलब्धि थी, जो कि उसने 1100 साल पहले, गैलीलियो से 1100 साल पहले, जो काइनेमैटिक्स है, मैं वजह बता रहा हूं आपको, मैं एक पॉइंट को लेकर के आऊंगा। आर्यभट्ट ने स्पीड इज इक्वल टू डिस्टेंस डिवाइडेड बाय टाइम, ये इक्वेशन दुनिया को दी। और आज सारी काइनेमैटिक्स, मतलब कोई भी चीज जो मूव करती है, गाड़ी से लेके, साइकिल से लेके, कार से लेके, एरोस्पेस तक, एक मिनट थोड़ा प्लीज, वो तमाम चीजें इस एक इक्वेशन के ऊपर डिपेंडेंट है। और ये इक्वेशन, इस इक्वेशन का जन्मदाता कहा जाता है गैलीलियो को, जिसने 1600 यानी कि 17वीं शताब्दी में ये इक्वेशन दुनिया के सामने लाई, और दुनिया उससे आगे बढ़ी, उससे आगे बढ़ी। यही इक्वेशन आर्यभट्ट ने 1100 साल पहले दुनिया को दे दी थी। क्या वजह थी कि हम इस इक्वेशन को उस समय काम में ला सके? सोचिए आप लोग, अगर ये काइनेमैटिक्स का रेवोल्यूशन 1100 साल पहले आया होता तो आज हम कहां होते? हो सकता है ये जो स्पीच हो रही है ये मार्च में हो रही होती आज की तारीख में।
पोर्ट्रेट में
उसकी वजह क्या?
पोर्ट्रेट
उसकी वजह थी कि हम लोग अपने स्वयं के ज्ञान की जो रेपोजिटरी है, जो एंशिएंट इंडियन नॉलेज है, उसको खुद समझते नहीं। ये एक बहुत बड़ा, आप देखेंगे किसी, मेरे सामने ये प्रश्न कई दफा आया, मैंने पूछा लोगों से कि भाई ये एंशिएंट इंडियन नॉलेज क्या है, मुझे बोलना है इसके बारे में।